We're living like Larry. We're flying high, but not too high. Because we're living like Larry.
Bum.
All right, welcome
Wait
back.
a second. Sam's not even humming now. He literally just gave his job to Seth.
It was literally humming. Could you not fucking hear me?
Oh, we
I
didn't hear
know.
the humming.
What? Okay, well, I'm sorry, team. I'll do better next time.
All right, well, this was a good segue into the subject of this episode, which is Sam. We're here to celebrate the life and times of Sam. So,
Sounds like he's dead.
yes, to that end,
He had a good life.
I'm gonna turn it over to Sam, so he can tell us what it's like being Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, well, I can say that very rarely, whenever I've said that I'm going to do better next time, do I ever do better next time. Maybe it's one of every 100 times that I actually do better next time. I mostly go through life in sort of an NPC state. And then every now and then, whenever we record a podcast for about 15 minutes at a time, I sort of come out of that state and assume the character of Sam. And then afterwards, I sort of decommission for a while until my batteries are recharged for a bit.
I would like to remind Sam that this is not his therapist's office. We're here to talk
I would
about.
like to remind EJ that everyone is my therapist's office, and you're all working pro bono. So suck a fat one, asshole.
Shit.
Jeez.
All right,
Relax.
the
Got
budget.
'em. God damn.
The budget is empty.
Someone had to
So,
bring the fire, and I decided it was going to be me.
all right. Well, how about this, Sam? What
Fire,
new projects?
I don't like this fire.
Well, you can't always like fire, Mark.
Okay.
What projects is Sam working on lately? Anything big?
Project. Can you define that a little bit?
Well, when we had EJ on, he had just written a book, something along that line. Anything new that you've been procuring or developing or assaulting?
Yeah, actually, I've had a real passion for delivering a TED Talk. Actually,
Yeah.
I recently bought a book, and I've been practicing a little bit, and I really hope that one day I can make it up on stage, maybe be on YouTube.
This all sounds hypothetical, like it's not a real accomplishment. So I'm just gonna.
Well, I haven't accomplished it yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, man.
Yeah, so shut up about it. No one cares.
Okay.
We want to hear
Yeah,
about
that's
what
fine.
you've done, not what you hope to do. We want to hear about
What
Sam.
I've done.
Yes.
So can I ask the court a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say court, I mean Mark specifically. Do women count as an answer to this question?
Here we
we're
go.
not going. We're not going there. The court denies
What?
that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to just say that I don't recognize the power of the sport.
Sam, before you incriminate yourself, I would like to clarify that assault was one of the terms I used, so you might want to be careful if your answer is women.
So when I say doing women, the
Okay.
assault is consensual in this manner.
Oh, it's like roleplay.
No.
No?
Yeah.
It's more like I called them kind of out of the blue, a little bit of a gotcha kind of moment, and I was like, "Hey, can I assault you?" And they were like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I said, "Thank you for your permission."
Wow.
And then you can see how the events unfolded from there.
Mark
So
is
we're gonna have to define consensual for the court here, because that is definitely not
Yeah,
consensual.
well,
They don't particularly
then
care
I
what
would-
their answer is, just as long as you make sure that they know that you asked them.
What
so
if
I would love to hear someone else's definition of consensual.
Well, here's consensual. If you jump out and you really quickly say you consent, if you say what and then they say what, you're good.
No.
That
no.
works
No,
works
I
every
usually-
time.
When I jump out in that manner, I usually say, "You're gay" if you say what, and then
Well,
when they say what,
It's the same
I
principle.
say "got 'em," and then
Yeah.
they're gay, and
And-
that, I mean,
Yeah.
they can't change that after that.
It's the same with consent. Everyone knows once you offer consent, you can't take it back. So as soon as they say what, either they're
I
gay
would
or they
like to
consent.
state that is not how consent works.
Well, have you
Mark.
ever tried it, Mark?
I don't
Didn't
think
we
it's
have some
the
discussion
to
at
try
some
it
point, like
thing.
somewhere that actually is a thing where like once you give consent, you can't take it back?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
called-
I feel
it's
like
called
I think
America.
I think that's in North Carolina law. Once you give consent, you can't revoke that.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure we've had a discussion about this before.
And Mark wholeheartedly agreed that that's how it should be and is.
He did. He did.
Yes.
So, Mark, my counter to your previous
We're not on opposite sides.
No,
I'm the
no.
court.
Excuse me. Excuse me. My response to your previous hesitancy is, do you like to feel good?
I like to actually experience both highs and lows, not just be good, but at times, yes.
That
Right. So, what was
implies
the
yes.
highest high that you've ever felt?
Ooh.
Mescaline.
Probably when you said I'm proud of you. I don't remember when it was, but it might have been a dream.
Goddamn.
But
Okay. I'm gonna pretend psychologically that the last 5 seconds didn't happen, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that if you try consensually assaulting a woman, that will be the highest high you ever
the
felt.
lowest low.
Well, that's not what I said, but
Well, high highs
You
lead to
you
low
pretended not
lows.
to hear me. I'm pretending not to hear you.
okay, that's fair.
Mark.
We'll move on. We're equal now.
Okay, so this is the Sam special. So, what would Sam like to move on to?
Whatever
Well,
Seth
no,
wants to
wait,
move on
no.
to.
That's when we do the Mark specials. Mark doesn't get any say in the matter. How come Sam's running the show here?
No,
Well,
my favorite thing is to hear Seth talk, so I want Seth to ask me a question.
Seth, what's your question?
My question is, guys, I really wasn't prepared for this.
No
That's
one
fine.
was.
Life comes at you fast. Don't just come with it.
Gotta roll with the punches. Go, go.
Sam, what's your favorite memory of Mark?
No, I don't
My
like
favorite
that.
memory of Mark. Well,
Yeah.
well, to preface, and I say preface with an emphasis, this
Yeah.
statement.
That's fair.
I'm currently staring at a very sensual picture of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau,
Mhm.
and pretending that I am talking to him in order to ease my anxiety talking on this podcast.
Mhm.
So what was the question again?
What's your
What's
favorite
the
memory of Mark?
Worst
My
stall?
favorite memory of Mark. All right. So when Mark was about 8 years old,
Oh God.
me and him were hanging out, and I thought it would be really funny to dare him to stick his finger into the moving chain of a bike.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
And the funny thing is that he did it, and it cut his finger in half. And the sensation of seeing Mark scream in pain as blood oozed from his finger, probably my favorite memory.
So when you say Mark was 8, you mean that in like the metaphorical sense, because Mark was actually 6 when this happened.
Well, I think Mark at a maturity level was
Yeah.
8.
He was like physically 6 but mentally 8.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like when Mark was 16, he was sexually 18 at a maturity level.
Mhm. And that held up in
yeah.
court.
Yeah, he's just always 2 years older
knew that
mentally
was
than he is
coming.
physically.
And sexually.
Yes.
But no, okay. I'll say in all honesty, my favorite memory of Mark was senior year during cross country when I dared him to all out sprint the first
Oh, that
400
was so
meters.
good.
When I dared him to all out sprint the first 400 meters of the race, not thinking he would actually do it, and then he actually did it and had about 100-meter lead on everyone else in the race.
Can't believe I
That
didn't win
was
that race.
so funny.
And then ended up finishing dead last in the race. That was my favorite
They
memory.
had to get off their bikes, the people going behind everybody, because they couldn't bike slow enough to stay
And then
on.
I
It was
believe
so
Mark also
good.
said that when Jeremy Brown, the current like number one runner in the state, passed him, he like had some comment where he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
A bunch of the people on their team were just cursing and saying, "Ask me why I did that."
That whole thing was just so funny because at the end of the race, I felt kind of bad because I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't actually want Mark to do this," but it was just so funny, and the picture exists of it, and yeah, that's just something that never leaves your mind.
That's a good memory of Mark.
That was my slowest
It
5K
was.
time.
That's beautiful.
I remember when he was involved in stashing a burger in
Oh,
the library of, of
Yes.
We don't know what happened to that. It just went missing.
Yeah.
But it was
Do you
there for
remember
like
who
a
the actual
year.
person was that put the burger there? I don't think it was any of us.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, it
was,
wasn't me.
It was there for like
I think
a
it was
year, wasn't it?
Matthew.
It was
Matthew
Matt Phillips. Yeah.
No.
I think it,
Mhm.
I thought it was.
Well,
I thought it was.
I
That,
gotta talk to
that was
him.
the first name that came to my mind as well.
I gotta ask him about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, we were all in the library during lunch, and we found that really old burger, and we put it behind the library bookshelf, and then it was there for like the whole year.
We checked after a few months and it kind of started to go moldy. And instead
Yeah.
of being decent people and tossing it, we just put it back.
How did it not smell?
It was wrapped
I
up
don't-
It
in cellophane.
Yep.
it was wrapped up very tightly. Yeah, it just but like through the wrapping, you could see that it was like moldy. You
Yeah.
just couldn't necessarily smell it.
It ended up looking just like a gray blob under the cellophane.
Yeah, and then it was like we weren't there over the summer, and then we checked it after the summer, and then the burger was just gone.
The librarians probably ate it.
They probably did.
I wonder what the librarians' reactions were when they found a burger behind the fucking books.
I mean, honestly, I hope that they ate it.
They probably pissed off that the burger didn't sign in with its full name when it came into the library.
Jesus, do you have like some unresolved aggression against the Middle Creek librarians?
I just don't
What was
understand why
going on?
why they were so anal about having to sign in with your full name
So
every
that
time you came in.
they would know who put burgers behind the books, Mark. That's why they needed to
I
know.
mean, let's also not relate anal to the Middle Creek librarians. That just seems a little inappropriate.
Everyone, anal
Um,
is reserved for someone whom you truly love, and those librarians did not love any of us.
Exactly. You know, a lot of
He's
Christians
anal,
like to
jeez.
say that you shouldn't have sex until marriage.
Mhm.
I think personally you shouldn't have anal until marriage. I think anal is the more intimate.
So you have like the opposite view of the
Entrance.
poophole loophole. You're like the opposite of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's really something special about putting it in the out hole. You know.
Yeah, that takes a lot of trust.
I think for me personally, the understanding that it's not supposed to be there makes it a lot more hot.
I concur.
It's not
Thank you.
supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not supposed
like
to
the
put stuff up
burger's
your
not
ass.
supposed to be in the
biologically.
Are
library.
you saying it's a sin, or are you saying it's morally wrong?
No, I'm
saying it's
saying that on a
biologically
biological
incorrect.
level, the anus was not intended. God did not build the anus to put a rod up there. But we uncovered that putting a rod up there feels really good.
Well, in
So
God's
what's the difference between
defense,
that and the mouth?
A mouth up there?
You,
No. Oh, look,
like
Seth,
putting
we
your
all
like,
spew
like
shit out of our
are we
mouth.
talking about eating ass? Like putting your mouth on an ass?
No, putting a penis in the mouth.
Oh, putting a penis in the
Oh.
ass. Yes, I understand you now.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's never occurred to put my penis in a mouth. I mean, when there's a perfectly good ass down there, why would you settle for a mouth?
what Mark is asking is if it's socially acceptable for him to put someone's penis in his mouth after they've had it in his ass. I'm
I mean, it
understanding.
might not taste.
Isn't that called like tasting the rainbow or something?
Yeah,
Nice.
Wait, is it?
yeah, because
sure?
as soon as the penis goes in the
God.
ass, that makes you gay, and rainbows are gay.
Right. Yeah, I see the
Mhm.
connection.
Exactly. All right.
No, I mean, I would say that Mark has the freedom to do whatever he wants.
Oh,
I
nice.
personally don't want to taste shit in my mouth.
Whoa! Who's saying
but
there's shit on this dick?
Yeah, you don't
me.
clean before you do this?
Yeah. Do a
I
coffee
mean,
enema.
I'll ask this very openly, Mark. Do you know what sort of preparation it takes for anal?
Whole lot of lube and a whole lot of stretching and a whole lot of yoga.
No, that will go poorly, my friend. That
What,
will go
the
poorly. You will
lube?
get shit on your dick.
Oh, you mean cleaning before you do it?
You don't eat for
Yeah,
48
there's some
hours.
cleaning involved.
You do an
yeah.
enema.
I don't know. I feel like it's just a trial and error kind of thing. You're like, well, that didn't work. I got shit all over me.
Well,
And then you
personally,
keep learning from there.
the trick really is to just wear a condom and kind of ignore this shit. It's quick
You
cleanup.
could, but then
Yeah.
the shit's still gonna be there. So at the end of the day, you still gotta clean it up in some sense.
You just whip the condom off and put down a towel,
But the shit's okay. The towel, yeah, the towel.
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
and then you just like drop everything on the towel, wrap it up like a bandana, and toss it in the trash.
hmm
And toss the guy out too, because you're done with him. Unless the guy's you.
Is the guy giving or receiving in this situation?
He's doing both,
The one
baby.
Which one would be more of an object in your opinion, Mark?
Neither.
Wow.
Oh, well then I can't answer your question.
It's like Sam can detect we have 20 seconds left. He's trying to set Mark up.
I actually didn't. I've just been on a trend of using that statement this night. So
It's the easiest way to set him up. All
it,
right.
it really is.
Closing statement, everyone.
Thank you. I
Do not
apologize.
sexually assault people without their consent.
That's
White
a good
people
one.
suck.
Good night.